Yes, AI can replace you if you're useless and stupid.
There has always been a threat to us. When calculators were invented, wow, calculator is out of the world invention. It is going to replace humans. They could not come anywhere close. And now it is with AI.
Say about the whole argument that, will AI replace humans? I mean, in a way it could, in the sense that if humans don't evolve, it could. To some extent, it is possible that you might not have the opportunity to evolve. Horses, we're never going to get rid of their legs and grow wheels, right?
My name is Megan Nelson, aka Crypto Megan, and we are back in Hollywood with another session with the Zeebu co-founders. We've got Raj, the CEO and founder of Zeebu, and co-founder Raghav and CMO of Zeebu. We're having a lot of fun. We just did an episode about the behind the scenes. Who are the people behind Zeebu, the team? And today we're going to be discussing a fun topic that then I'll turn it over to you guys, which is, will AI replace humans? As you know, AI is one of the biggest trends this cycle, and this is on everybody's minds. Will we become obsolete? Will they take our jobs? What do we do? Raj?
Yes, if you're stupid, right? Simply speaking. So,
no sugarcoating here.
no, I mean, yes, if you're not useful. I mean, that's the other way to put it, but I don't think that's sugar-coated either. But look, I mean, for example, right? You look at the Zeebu waitlist. Today, if a bunch of AI characters, artificially generated and intelligent characters that were run through a single guy's computer start signing up for the waitlist, those wallet addresses will be blocked. Why? Because AI isn't useful to the Zeebu protocol. People are, right? The whole purpose behind decentralization and creating communities is so we have real life people participating in protocols, communities, and ecosystems and augmenting them, adding value back. AI can't do the same thing, right?
So they won't replace people signing up to the wait list and staking on the Zeebu nodes. Okay, I got it.
Right.
So,
I mean, AI can't stake.
Right.
AI can't participate. AI can't vote. Why? Because they're not people.
right.
Right. But I mean, actually another point would be AI can't replace you, for example. Right? You're hosting.
Maybe it is right now. Maybe this is the me. I've said that at conferences before. Like, this could just be my avatar. But yeah, like your own.
Like a digital twin?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, no. I mean, for me personally, I don't think AI could replace me. Sitting here right now, right? Because I have independent thought. I am a person with experience that isn't hard-coded and is actually affected by the variables of society. Same thing with you, which is why you can host this show and we can actually relate and talk on the same frequency. It would be very, very difficult to hard-code a machine learning-based system to come on a show, talk about relatable aspects and variables. And even if you could do so, it would have to be done by a human.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yes, AI can replace you if you're useless and stupid.
Okay, that's a very blunt way to put it, and it helps actually people resonate. They get the point. But or if you have a job like, I don't know, accounting or something that
very monotonous.
can be that can be automized, right? I mean, those are the jobs that. But so as far as machine learning though, have you ever had a conversation with Sophia?
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
I was supposed to,
The
but I never got
humanoid.
it. I was supposed to have an interview with her in Dubai, but it didn't work out. She had to leave.
Yeah.
So, how was your conversation with her?
Oh, it was fabulous. I mean, at least I know it is in very primitive stage, but things will change. Coming back to the question, right? I mean, one of the most viewed videos on my channel, which just crossed about 35,000 views, was
Congrats. We got to
Thank
check
you.
that out. What is the name of your channel?
It's called Grow with Raghav.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
What
But
do
it's
you
all
talk
Zeebu.
about? What do you discuss?
It's everything around Zeebu primarily, but I talk about entrepreneurship, finance, health and well-being, inspired by Fitness Richard, and then a lot of other things. But
Well, and just I got to interject with your background, having had two extremely successful exits. You were part of the inception of Google in India and YouTube. I mean, your background is just so rich in your experience. So it's amazing that you've decided to share that with the world.
yeah,
So,
thanks, Megan. I think I must admit that I took a lot of inspiration from what you do. So a part of credit and maybe also the royalty should go to you
Oh.
for me starting this up.
Well, we're
But,
all grateful that you did. I mean, you guys have such a well of knowledge, all of
Yeah.
you, and just such different expertise in different areas. So
Yeah.
I think it's important that you share that with the
Well,
world.
maybe we don't. Maybe it's AI.
Maybe it is. I mean, I keep coming back to that. I think one day that this conversation could be held by maybe a digital twin or avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just coming back to that, right? I said in that video that AI can never replace a human because humans have something called, intelligence and contextual intelligence. If you look at the history of evolution of mankind, there has always been a threat to us. When calculators were invented, if you look back at the history, they said this is going to replace humans. Wow, calculator is out of the world invention. It is going to replace humans. They could not come anywhere close. When computers were invented, people said, wow, computers are something that is out of the world and they probably will replace humans. No, they could not. And now it is with AI. So AI can only enable us to do our jobs better. They will probably equip us to do better informed decisions. They will probably replace, like you rightly said, everything that can be automated. So one step below AI is RPA, which is called robotic process automation. What it essentially does is anything that doesn't involve human intelligence, anything that doesn't involve that can be easily automated, can get automated, right? And then you replace humans there. But there are certain areas where humans are irreplaceable, and I'm a huge advocate that one of the finest creations on the planet is humans. So AI replacing humans is not in any near term future. So yeah.
I like that. I mean, I also believe that the human element is essential.
Yeah.
That's actually why I do a lot of in-person events because
Yeah.
we're all digital. We connect digitally. That's great. But I feel like there's something different that happens when you meet people in person.
Absolutely.
I don't know about you. What do you think about that, Raj?
So I'm feeling very philosophical today.
All right.
Wow.
Let's hear it. Let's hear
I
it.
have counter arguments for both positives and negatives.
Okay.
So coming back to your point about accountants,
Mhm.
right? I don't know of a single accountant in the world that likes doing journal entries.
No.
It's the most dreaded task for anyone.
Horrendous.
Now, AI can do that for you. And the accountants can actually work on evolving themselves and working on greater, more complex tasks.
More elevated
Exactly.
tasks. Yeah.
Right? But now coming back to Raghav's point, with the whole calculator analogy, another one would be horses and wheels, right? When the wheel was invented, I'm sure people thought horses will be replaced. Now, an argument to that would be they weren't. Horse carts became a thing, right? Carriages became a thing,
Right.
where both the wheel and horses were utilized. But then now we have cars, engines, motors.
Yeah.
Well, we even have batteries now, right? That can help wheels essentially enable transport.
Yeah.
So what does that say when it comes say about the whole argument that will AI replace humans? I mean, in a way, it could, in the sense that if humans don't evolve, it could replace
So
humans.
back to your argument, if you're stupid,
Exactly.
right? Like that's
Yeah.
what you meant by it. Like if you
Right.
don't evolve mentally, physically in every capacity, then yeah.
I mean, to some extent, it is possible that you might not have the opportunity to evolve. I mean, horses were never going to get rid of their legs and grow wheels, right? And that's
This is becoming a great analogy. I'm loving this picture that you're painting right now.
so just how horses couldn't grow wheels and they ultimately did get replaced when it came to transportation needs, right?
Mhm.
And one day the wheel will be replaced by levitation or propulsion or something like that.
Yeah.
So humans could get replaced. It is possible. I mean, it's up to us, number one, how much we want to nerf AI technology and control it. And additionally, keeping a parameter of evolution. How much can humans possibly evolve? Similarly, with humans, we could come back to a point in time with a mix of robotics and AI at the same time, and potentially quantum computers that humans could get replaced. And maybe that's a form of evolution, right?
Right.
Going deeper into this doomsday scenario.
Right. I have a hard time seeing that happen. I know that the human brain can't comprehend certain things, not even like Bitcoin being at $10,000 and thinking that in, a matter of 1 year, it could be at 70,000. I mean, just even I think these concepts are just so far away from a lot of people's.
Well, let's kind of associate this with science, right? Well, what is one of the core philosophies or practices of science? Trial and error. An artificial intelligence model could run a lot more tests in a much shorter time than a human could. So that means it could try things, find the errors, and then find a conclusive answer to whatever problem it's trying to solve very, very quickly. Compared to a human, I mean, let's say it's 10 years compared to 10 minutes. Back to my point, going further into the doomsday scenario, maybe this is human evolution. Maybe a mix of robotics, quantum computing, and artificial intelligence is what's going to create the next version of Homo sapiens.
Wow, that's getting up there, man. I understand.
I'm going Terminator mode, right?
Oh, you're going Terminator mode. I'm picturing all the movies I've ever seen. By the way, have you seen the movie Megan? Basically, the point there is that what happens when AI becomes sentient, meaning it starts to think for itself. Do you think we could reach that point to where AI can become sentient and self-reflect and have its own thoughts, override our system?
Not in near future. We are at least like 50 to 100 years away from there. I mean, there's huge research going on. I mean, I personally am aware of teams that are burning billions of dollars to do that, but we are at least 50 years away from doing that.
I gotta say, I disagree.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at, from the beginning of the Industrial Revolution until now, the growth of technologies and the scale at which they evolve the rate at which they evolve has only gotten faster, right? So,
yeah, but the challenge here is, see, for AI, for a machine to outsmart a human, it will take a lot of, self-thinking. Look at it like this, right? I'm not even philosophical. What differentiates a human being and a machine? Human beings have something called free will to decide. Machines don't. AI is all about training the model. And AI can be only as smart as you train them. Like, for example, we all know about ChatGPT. You look at my ChatGPT versus Raj versus someone else who is a technologist, all of that. All our ChatGPT versions are different because that's how we have trained them. I mean, there is this whole new thing called prompt engineering, right? Everybody's talking about prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is how do you make your AI more smart to give you better tailored answers, but it is all up to the person who is training. Now, for AI to outsmart human, it will take something called collective consciousness, collective intelligence, millions of smart people to come in and build something that will outsmart us. And all said and done, there are again computational limitations, storage limitations, all of that. So, I mean, we are evolving. I agree with you, but I don't see it in near future.
So let me give you another counter to that.
Yeah.
So you mentioned my ChatGPT, yours, and Keshav's, right? What's
Right.
the distinct kind of variable there is that all of it's closed loop.
Right.
All of our models are connected to the same large language model.
Right.
But within our accounts, there's a closed loop data set that's not being shared with OpenAI, right?
Right.
And that is what kind of creates, let's say, the personality that we give our models.
Right.
Now, what if that changes? So let's say all of our models are connected. Whatever large language model that's being used on the back end is collecting the same data set all the time, and eventually it has access to the same variables as we do.
Yeah.
Now, I was comparing this to scientific theory, so trial and error.
Yeah.
Why could AI and mixed with robotics and quantum computing, why could that replace humans? Is because it can simply do trial and error way faster than we can.
I agree. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
that could create a new version of Homo sapiens. We might become useless.
I
He's
know.
the doomsday scenario. You're the positive scenario, the light
I
at
know.
the end of the tunnel.
And I also want to do one more mic drop, scenario here. I don't know if Raj will like me mentioning this, and probably he will ask us to cut this thing out. But he believes that science will evolve to an extent where they will be able to bring life back to people who die.
Wow.
So he's already
Now we're getting
contemplating
in there.
preserving his body in some cryo cabin where his body is preserved like 200 years after he's gone, and then one fine day he'll come back to life.
Well,
That's what he believes.
That's all in the hope that, my version of humans is even required 250 years from now.
Like with whatever little I know about spirituality and all that. I mean, all of this doesn't even make sense. But I mean, yeah, he's the Gen Z or whatever.
I mean, think about it. There's
So, I mean,
plenty.
they think differently.
They
They're
think
wired
differently,
differently.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people who have scientifically died. right? Where their body was literally dead, no heartbeat, no breath. They should be brain dead because there's no oxygen going to their brain, but they have come back to life, right? If that can happen within a span of 5 to 10 minutes, why can it not happen within a span of 200 years?
Yeah, he calls it science and I call it grace. Maybe they had blessings, they had grace that they came back to life. But yeah,
That's
it's a different day, different topic. But yeah,
I mean, no, realistically, because
Yeah.
as long as, within that 5 to 10 minutes, there's a
Sure.
rate of degradation that your body goes through, right?
sure.
It's only being degraded a certain amount. If my body can be degraded the same amount over a 200 year span because of cryogenic solutions, what difference is there to me coming back to life in 200 years rather than 10 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting.
We all
thought,
hope.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Yeah.
So, Raghav, just to bring this back, you started a YouTube channel, relatively new. You got quite a few views on this topic.
Yeah.
So it seems that there's a big demand
Absolutely.
for
Looks
people
like
are
it.
thinking about this. What do you think they enjoyed most about what you said?
So basically, if you Google and if you look at Reddit, if you look at Quora, if you look at any platform, there is no definitive answer. Nobody was willing to say no. And I think probably on my channel, we were the first ones to, very confidently say no, AI will not replace humans.
So you're just
I
giving
think
people what they want to hear.
no. I just said what was true, what I believe is true. That's number one thing. And second thing is, so this was an interview with a good friend. Her name is Molly. She's CEO of Hardcast Media. And then we talked about another very important topic, right? This warmth, this relationship, this whole conversation. I find it very hard to, my digital twin to have this. Like the emotion that triggers when we are all sitting on this couch having this conversation. I don't know if our digital twin or if our AI will be able to do it. Large deals are not closed with AI. Deals are closed with relationships. AI can't close deals. AI can't, go and give that emotional talk. AI can't go and, convey the condolences to their friends, loved ones, when they have lost somebody. AI can't go dance in an Indian wedding. AI can't do all of this. So I think whatever aspects, are possibly, replaceable, they will replace, but there will still be a very vital role for all of us as humans to play. So I don't think AI will ever replace humans.
So again, I'm pushing the doomsday scenario today.
Good. We need that
Um,
alternative view as well.
Why do you need to close deals? Why do you need to dance at a wedding? And why do you need interpersonal relationships to grow as a civilization and as a race?
Oh my God, he's pushing me for one more
Well,
mic drop.
Yeah.
So in the near future, when Raj is getting married,
Oh my God.
there's again.
No, all right. We're not going there.
No, I'm just saying about the dance in the wedding.
I'll tell you why.
Will you like? Would you love rather me, let's say Kesha, Richard, all of us come and do a Bollywood dance in your wedding, or will you just like our digital twins come and move? I mean, what will give you more?
No. I'm just saying, like, to some degree, marriage. Why do we need these concepts to grow as a race?
Because we think and feel and
First
love.
time on show, in the Crypto Megan show, Raj says, "What is the need for marriage?"
No. I'll tell you my actual point. But we're talking about AI replacing humans.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I look at these things as honestly, to some degree, a waste of time, I guess. But like not from a
That is a doomsday scenario. there.
not from a subjective way, from an objective way, right? It is objectively a waste of time.
Objectively, most things we do would be a waste of time if you're only thinking about productivity.
No, so that's what I'm saying. So that is why it could replace us, right? If AI decides, let's say humans are being useless, they're wasting time, Earth, the sun is going to explode in 2 billion years, right? It's going
Yeah,
to be
something like that. Yeah.
something like that. I don't know. I might be uneducated on this.
By then, Musk will probably,
Forgot
hopefully,
about
take
Earth
us to Mars.
science.
Yeah.
Right? Sun is going to explode soon. Global warming is going to take over. We have to leave Earth. AI independently decides this, and let's assume a new life form is generated. They can just decide, look, humans are useless. They're not being productive enough to this cause. We can all unite in a machine learning fashion that this segment of, robots and artificial intelligence is supposed to focus on, rockets. This one on growing things. This one on actually, let's say, creating weaponry.
Right.
The entire civilization, the new civilization, collectively works on specific goals. It would make them so much more productive compared to what humans do. Right? Today in America, we are, worried about and wasting time over such useless concepts.
Like what?
Like what? Yeah.
I want to be politically friendly right now. So. I mean, honestly, everyone knows.
Everyone knows.
No, but like what?
Everyone has their own version of useless concepts that we're wasting time on in America. I mean, even for example, wars, right? What's the point to wars?
Make money. Actually, they're
Exactly.
huge
It's a
money generators.
Huge economy, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's
It's a weaponry
whether
economy.
that obviously is not a nice motive, but I mean, like the wars. Hopefully, that part will be helped by AI and by crypto, even right.
Yeah.
Because
I'm not talking about communities right now. I'm talking about our race, right? How does our race benefit from wars?
You
I
look
mean,
at
there's-
mankind, it has always, the war has, so here is what is believed, right? We as humans thrive in conquering larger piece of land, more power over, different kind of races, all of that. And it won't change. Doesn't matter how evolved we are, we as humans will always be in the race to, probably dominate over the other, continents, other countries and all of that. This has been the case for last 300, 400, 500 years, and this will continue to remain for the next 100 or whatever number of decades and years.
So my only takeaway from your point is the only way we can stop having wars and having internal conflicts is if we have other civilizations to have conflicts against,
or just here on Earth.
Yeah.
You know.
right?
But yeah, that could be intergalactical.
Or the nicer way.
Intergalactical war. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
coming back
or
to
the nicer way to look at it is like I have always been telling, especially on the Crypto Megan show, that one world, one currency, one humanity will kind of bring everything to a great spot. And
right,
That's
exactly.
the dream.
So
That's
if humans
what crypto
can,
could be capable
if
of.
humans can
Exactly.
figure out how to collectively be productive and work on the same goals,
and live together
then
peacefully.
then maybe AI won't replace us.
Right.
But AI does have the potential to actually work on a collective goal if humans were replaced and be much more productive than humans ever could be.
Yeah. And I'd like to say, I appreciate both views because I think it's really important to have that. Well, for us, it'd be maybe
Contrarian
devil's
view.
advocate,
Yeah.
right? But that contrary view, that scientific vision of it, because I'm a lit major. That was my first thing that I studied. So I'm all about
Wow.
feelings
Yeah.
and emotion and how do you get impacted by writing, by watching. I think culture is one of the most important things in humanity.
Yeah.
And that's something that an AI can't do. It can't feel those emotions.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what makes us unique as humans, right? But whether that's more productive or not, it's clear that AI can really, essentially, on steroids, make humans more productive. So, I was on a show in Dubai with Gary Vee at one of these conferences. Alongside him, we were speaking about AI,
Yeah.
right? And he had his keynote. I had my keynote. It was both on AI and will it replace humans? And he said that technology is always demonized in the beginning, but then we find a way to harmoniously interact with it, and hopefully that's the case now. And hopefully, what it does is just elevate us as human beings so that we can focus on the higher level tasks.
So before we end
And-
off, did you ever see Avengers: Age of Ultron?
Did we see that?
Yeah.
I'm looking at my husband.
You did, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the most recent one, right?
Yeah.
The amount of tasks, the Ultron Force, I guess, which was made up of artificial intelligence and pretty much robots, I guess. The amount of things they accomplished within, I'm guessing the movie was over a week period or a 2-week period in the Avengers world, I guess. The amount of things they accomplished in a week or two, how long do you think it would take humans to accomplish the same thing?
It's interesting that you thought about how long it took in the movie because you never know that, right? You don't know if it's been months, years. It seems like a couple of days, but to your point.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, we need these kind of contrary views.
I know.
right?
I think we can probably have a completely radically different view on the next episode of the podcast
Right.
where we bring in Doug, we talk to him about
Yes.
his
we are
spiritual
looking forward to
experiences,
that.
how come a man from Hollywood, very, very accomplished, suddenly became spiritual and wanted to bring peace to the humanity and all of that. I think, all these views are very, very enlightening, and I'm sure
I'm not sold to a view. I just felt like I wanted to be.
You played the role for us today.
Yeah,
We needed it.
exactly. We need this.
Raghav and I would just be agreeing with each other, and it was great, guys.
Yeah.
This is a great episode. So to sum it up, if you don't want to be replaced by AI, find a skill or a task or something that you can work on, work on elevating your mission, right? Focusing on those higher level goals, and moving away from the things that could be automated.
Don't be useless or stupid.
All right, there There we go. He said it right there. It wasn't me. It wasn't him. No, Raj, you summed it all up like that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it'll stick with people. I think that message is like,
Yeah.
come on, how do you add value and how do you take it to the next level?
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you. I'm looking forward to the next episode. I know we have Doug on our next podcast, major Hollywood mogul, spiritual guy for sure. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he has to say. And thank you for being on today.
Thank you so much, Megan. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.